Say again. Wait to All right, clap it up. All right, we are here once again. We are the Isupk under Commander General Honda, stood up 125th Street Hall, New York, teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that you are the real Jews. Tonight we're gonna go into we're gonna continue in Second Samuel's from the previous week when we was breaking it down, what was going on. Boy, you got the mic ready? Make sure you're speaking to the mic so the those online can hear us. Let's see. Right, let's get right into it. We're actually going to go a little bit backwards first so we can catch up. Right, take me to 2 Samuel chapter 18. We're going to 2 Samuel chapter 18. Just to set the stage, what's happening here is it's going to be the war of the final war between Absalom and King David. So Absalom was the son of King David, but he was trying to take the throne from King David. Right? So for years, he's been trying to do things to undermine David's authority. David now, in his old age, has been on the run, literally, because his own son was trying to unalive him. Right? His son got the people behind him, and they said Absalom should be king. The people started to hate David. So he had to flee. Him and the men who were loyal to him fled. Right? And so this is the end of it. We're gonna go from there and we're gonna work our way backwards. So we'll get the point, all right? So 2 Samuel chapter 18, verse 5. This is David talking to Joab and remember Joab was his general in the military. So David's giving him instruction here. So you go ahead and read 2 Samuel chapter 18, verse 5. You Joab. We're ready.
The king commanded Joab and Abishai, the child.
Is that mic on?
Yeah.
Read for me loud.
His name.
Right, read from the top again.
King, and the king.
Take your time.
The king commanded Joab.
And Abishai. Mm-hmm. And Itaiah. Mm-hmm.
Saying, deal guilty for my sake. The young man.
So David said, deal gently for my sake. Saying, in other words, please have mercy on him. Deal gently with him. I know he's trying to kill us. I know he's had us out here in the wilderness. I know he has a whole army with him, but that's my boy. Deal gently for my sake, meaning for me, please. Go ahead. Take your time. Got it? Chapter 18. And we're in verse 5.
They will for my sake. Deal guilty for my sake. The young man. even with Isupk, it was silent. And all the people heard when the king.
Even with Absalom, that's the brother's name. That's David, the son of King David's name is Absalom. Go ahead.
And all the people heard when the king gave all the captains charge concerning
Absalom.
Absalom.
Right. So everybody, the army, all heard the orders from King David to Absalom. Go ahead.
So the people went out into the field against Israel. And the battle was in the woods of Hebron. When the people of Israel were slain before the servants of David. And there was that's right. And there was a great slaughter that day of 20,000 men.
So now the people came up against King David, right? And what people came up against him? The people who moved Absalom. They were Israelites. They really wanted Absalom to be king. You understand what I mean? And they came up against King David. But what happens when you bring a bunch of young dog versus a bunch of old lions? You understand what I mean? The brothers that were with David, brother, those brothers wasn't no joke. When you read something, I think he has 44 mighty men that used to roll with him, right? When you read in the Bible, I believe the number is 44 mighty men. And you hear about them and their wars, and this person killed 720 people in that war. This is not no shooting. This is close combat, sword, spears. That's not no pressing buttons. That's a brother going on the battlefield and slaughtering. You know what I mean? Those are the type of brothers that was rolling with King David. I mean, and they went when the battle, and David been trying to avoid this battle. Why? David been trying to avoid this battle. Why? It's his son. You know what I mean? You have to imagine your son is trying to unalive you. You're not trying to meet him in the streets because you might have to hurt him. You know what I mean? So even up to this point, David told him, please be gentle with the boy. Right? Read verse 7 again.
When the people of Israel were slain before the servants of David.
So they came up against David's men, and David's men slaughtered them. Go ahead.
There was a great slaughter that day of 20,000 men.
So a lot of brothers lost their lives that day coming up against those soldiers. Right? Go ahead.
The battle was there scattered over the face of all the country. And the wood devoured more people that day than the sword.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Whatever sword had that wood. So whatever sword had made of wood, devoured more than the sword.
Whatever what?
Whatever kind of tool they had wood.
Nah. Read again.
The battle was there scattered over the face of all the country.
So the battle was scattered throughout the whole place. Everybody was fighting, right? Go ahead.
And the wood devoured more people that day than the sword devoured.
The wood devoured more people that day than the sword devoured. Right? What wood? No. The woods. You're in the forests. Remember, they're fighting everywhere. That's what I mean? This is telling you, this is the Lord's way of speaking and telling you he was with David because you had beasts in those woods that was killing people that were not on David's side. You know what I mean? That's the Lord's way of telling you he was with David. You know what I mean? And I'll continue to read while you get that, Gabar. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. I'll catch up with y'all. And Absalom met the servants of David. And Absalom rode upon a mule, and the mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak. So here what's happening is Absalom ran to the service of David, of King David. Hey, shalom, sis. How you doing? Let's give the sisters a chance to settle down. Shalom, shalom. What's going on? Who's behind? Okay. All right. Catch up with me, Gabal. Verse 9. One more time from the top.
Verse 9. And Absalom met the servants of David. And Absalom rode upon a mule and removed one under the thick.
The mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak. So to paint a picture for you, Absalom runs into the service of David after he's seen his men get slaughtered. He jumps on the back of a mule and starts taking off, right? And King David's men are right behind him. So as he's running, Absalom, he's on the mule. He goes under. The mule runs under a tree with a thick bough. So it's a tree branch basically, right? That's what you have to imagine. Go ahead.
And his head caught hold of the oak.
And his what?
His head caught hold of the oak.
His hair got caught in the branches as he was fleeing. Right? I don't know if it says it here, but anybody who knows Absalom had hair. Like he had to cut his hair once a year, and it'd be like pounds of hair. Right? His hair used to grow. Right? So that hair, the same hair that he was known for, the same long hair he was known for, his hair got caught up in the branch. Go ahead. Yeah.
He got caught with the oak, and he was taken up between the heavens and the earth.
Meaning what? He was caught. His hair was caught in the branch, so he was just hanging there. He was just hanging. That's what it means. He was taking me to, meaning he was not on the floor. He was hanging by his hair. Right? Go ahead.
And the mule that was under him went away.
So the mule kept going, and he just stuck there, legs swinging. You know what I mean? Trying to get down, and you know, them soldiers are on him. All right, David's soldiers are on him. Now, remember what was David's orders to the soldiers? That was in his orders. What was David's orders to the soldiers? Go ahead, sis. You remember? Read verse 5 again. We're going to come right back here, but read verse 5. Go ahead, sis. To deal gently with him. Mean, don't harm him. Be merciful towards him. That was the order. Right? So right now, he's in a very vulnerable state because he's caught by his hair in the air, and David's men are on him right now. Read verse 10.
And a certain man saw it and told Joab and said, behold, I saw Absalom hanging in the oak.
So now the soldiers, they see him. What do? They run to Joab. Who is Joab? David's general. Remember him? David's general. That's the one who he gave the letter to get to send what's his name down? Uriah. Yeah, that's the one he said. That's him. So they went to Joab and said, hey, we see him. He's stuck. Right? Go ahead. Verse 11.
Joab said unto the men that told him, and behold, thou sawest him, and why didst thou not smite him?
Why didn't you smite him? What does the word smite mean? To smite. To unalive. That's right. Right? Joab said, you saw him. Why you ain't do him in right there? Even though the order from the king was what? To deal gently with him. That's the type of dude Joab was. Joab ain't trying to hear that. Joab was a soldier. Joab understands that's King David's son, but Joab is not going to let this slide. I mean, they've been in the wilderness for years now running from this dude. Joab haven't seen his family. he ain't trying to hear that, right? So he says to the brother, you seen him and you let him live? Go ahead.
Yeah, why did thou not smite him there to the ground? And I would have given him 10 shekels of silver and a girdle.
Man, you'd have done him in right there. You'd have got a reward. You got paid. You got a war belt, a new war belt. I mean, now remember, this is men of war. War belts are in fashion for them. That's what I mean. Go ahead.
And the man said to Joab, though I should receive 1,000 shekels of silver in my hand, yet would I not put forth my hand against the king's servant.
That's what the brother said, man. He said, look, I heard King David what he said, man. I can't do that. Even if he was to give me 1,000 shekels, I can't disobey the king and unalive this brother, man. You understand what I mean? So this is a brother who's following, like you see this throughout the scriptures. Brothers who follow orders and brothers who don't. You understand what I mean? You see it throughout the scriptures. Keep reading.
For in hearing our king, for in hearing the king charged me and
Abishai and Itaiah,
saying, beware that none touch the young man, Absalom.
Yeah, he said, I heard the order. I heard the order that the king said, don't touch the brother. Don't touch the young man, Absalom. Go ahead.
Otherwise, you have
Wrath.
Otherwise, you have wrath falsehood against my own life.
Mm-hmm.
There is no matter hid from the king, and thou thyself wouldst have set thyself against me.
Right. Let's go to verse 14.
Verse 14. Then said Joel, I may not tarry thou with me.
I'm not riding with you on this one. I mean, go ahead.
And he took 3 darts in his hand and thrust them through the heart of
Absalom. So he took 3 darts and he just threw them through the heart of Absalom. You know what I mean? So he basically think spears. When it says darts here, it's not like it's throwing darts you're thinking about today. Think spears. He put 3 spears through the heart of Absalom. Right? Go ahead. Yeah, he wasn't trying to hear that. He's not trying to hear that at all. He was like, man, we finally got this bastard. I'm not going to spend another year running. I'm going to unalive him right here. Right? Go ahead.
While he was yet alive in the midst of the oak, contained, and 10 young men had buried Joel. So
now some of the Joab's young men, his young soldiers who used to carry his armor, go ahead. They go ahead.
Young men that bear Joel's armor prepared about smoke Absalom and shoot him.
So they make sure he was dead. Right? Go ahead.
Joel threw the trumpet, and the people returned from pursuing after Israel. But Joab held back the people.
But Joab held back the people, right? Give me verse 17. We're going to get to the point soon. I just want to paint this picture to show you what happened in this war, right? And how David reacted to it. So just to catch you up, they went to war with Israel. David was on the run because his son was trying to take the kingship. So in this final battle, he told him, please do not hurt him when you catch him. Of course, Joab, being the general, was not trying to hear none of that. When he caught Absalom, he slayed him. That's where we at right now. All right, go ahead.
They took Absalom.
Call the entire chapter and call it first in the
2
reading.
Samuel, verse 18 and 17.
The one.
And they took Absalom and cast him into a great pit in the wood, and laid a very great heap of stones upon him. All Israel fell, every one to his tent.
Right. So that's when they buried him. Skip me to verse 19. You got it? What Carl gonna read? 2 Samuel chapter 18, verse 19.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 18 and verse 19. Then said,
Ahimaaz,
the son of Zadok, let me now run and bear the king tidings, how that the Lord hath avenged him of his enemies.
So now this young brother says, you know what? Let me run and let the king know that the Lord hath avenged him of his enemies. Who's his enemy? His son. Right? So in any battle, when your enemy falls, you should be happy. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 20. And Joab said unto him, thou shalt not bear tidings this day, but thou shalt bear tidings another day.
Don't go tell him today. Don't tell him today. Chill out. Why, good boy? Why'd you ever tell him that? Because he knows it's not going to be good news for him. You understand? Don't tell him today, right? Go ahead, Bakar.
But this day thou shalt bear no tidings, because the king's son is dead.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 21. Then said Joab to Cushi, go tell the king what thou hast seen.
Cushai, his name is. Go ahead.
And Cushai bowed himself unto Joab and ran.
So he sent Cushai, his man, because he didn't want the other brother to go tell him. Imagine, he said, don't tell him today. Tell him tomorrow. But he's going to send his man to tell him. I mean, it's all schemes. It's all politics. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 22. Then said Amahaz, the son of Zadok, yet again to Joab, but howsoever, let me, I pray thee, also run after Cushai. So this other brother who asked, he say, yo, I know you just sent him. I still want to go with him. I want to be there when he says it to the king. Right? Go ahead. And Joab said, wherefore wilt thou run, my son, seeing that thou hast no tidings ready? Why you want to run there when you have no news to give? Right? Go ahead. Verse 23. But howsoever, said he, let me run. And he said unto him, run. Then Amahaz ran by the way of the plain and overran Cushai. This brother was so zealous. You remember the brother already started running to give him the news? This brother passed him already. Right? Go ahead. Verse 24. And David sat between the two gates, and the watchman went up to the roof over the gate unto the wall, and lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a man running alone. Go ahead. Verse 25. And the watchman cried and told the king, and the king said, if he be alone, there is tidings in his mouth. And if he came apace and drew near, verse 26. And the watchman saw another man running, and the watchman called into the port and said, behold, another man running alone. And the king said, he also bringeth tidings. Right? I'll catch you up. So they both running to give King David the news, right? So King David wants to know what news did they have that two men are running to me. Skip me to verse 29. Well, 2 Samuel chapter 18 and verse 29. And the king said, is this the young man Absalom safe? Read again. Read correctly. And the king said, is the young man Absalom safe? So that was his only question. Before he asked about the war, who won, who fell, he wanted to know the status of Absalom. Who's Absalom? Again, his son. Right? He wants to know, what's the status of Absalom? Is he safe? Right? Go ahead. And Ahimaaz answered, when Joab sent the king's servant, and me thy servant, I saw a great tumult, but I knew not what it was. So he started explaining what he saw, right? He said, I saw a fight, I saw a scramble, I wasn't sure what it was. Go ahead. Verse 30. And the king said unto him, turn aside and stand here. And he turned aside and stood still.
Go ahead.
And behold, Cushi came, and Cushi said, Tidings, my lord the king, for the Lord hath avenged thee this day of all them that rose up against thee.
So Cushai, that's the one Absalom wanted to give him the news. He came and says, may the Lord avenge thee of all thy enemies. Right? For the Lord, no, he said, for the Lord has avenged thee this day of all them that rose up against thee. Verse 32, go ahead.
Verse 32. And the king said unto Cushai, is the young man Absalom safe?
And you really got to picture the scene here, because all he could think about is like, I'm hearing all this, but you're not telling me what's happening. Is the young man safe? Because he's concerned right now, right? And to tell you the truth, he probably knew what it was already when Cushai said that. He knew what it was. But he wants to hear it. He has hope that his son is okay. Go ahead, Bakar.
Verse 32. And the king said unto Cushai, is the young man Absalom safe? And Cushai answered, the enemies of my lord the king, and all that rise against thee to do thee hurt. But as that young man is.
No, read that for me. You have to read correct to get the point where he just said here, Bakar. Right? So and the king said unto Cushai, is the young man Absalom safe? And Cushai answered what? Read again.
The enemies of my lord the king.
The enemies of my lord the king. Go ahead.
And all that rise against thee to do thee hurt.
And anybody who has any beef with you. Go ahead.
Be as that young man is.
May they be just like him. May they end up just like him. You understand what I mean? May all your enemies end up just like him. He already knows what it is. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 33. And the king was much moved and went up to the chamber over the gate and wept.
He was brokenhearted at that point. Right? He was brokenhearted. Go ahead.
And as he went, thus he said, O my son Absalom, my son Absalom, would God I had died for thee. O Absalom, my son.
O Absalom, my son. Would God I had died for thee. What does that mean? Basically, but give it to me based on how he's saying it. What is he saying here? He's basically saying here, go ahead, sis, and say it loud. Yes. Yes. He would rather God had killed him. You know what I mean? He would have preferred to lose his life and let Absalom live. Why? This is where we went through all that to get to this point here now. Why? Right? That's what we're about to find out. Why? When you read the story, and I know we went to the end of this of Absalom's life, but Absalom tried to take the kingdom from David. David had to flee. He took all David's wives. He slept with all David's wives. You understand? He slaughtered David's men. And if David didn't leave, he would have killed him. Now, at the end, when David was triumphant, his men was triumphant, and Absalom lost his life, he was crying and saying, oh, I wish it was me. In fact, before we even go to somewhere else, go to chapter 19. Watch this. In 2 Samuel chapter 19, read verse 1 for me. 19 verse 1.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 19 and verse 1. And it was told Joab, behold, the king weepeth and mourneth.
So Joab is getting reports that the king is crying over this. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And the victory that day was turned to mourning.
So what was supposed to be a happy occasion because your enemy is dead, we could go back home. Remember, these brothers hadn't been home. They were on the run. They were starving. I mean, they was trying to survive. So the victory had turned into mourning. Go ahead.
And the victory that day was turned into mourning unto all the people.
Go ahead.
For the people heard say that day how the king was grieved for his son.
And everybody heard of how brokenhearted David was over his son. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And the people gat them by step that day into the city.
Skip me to verse 5 to get to the point.
Verse 5. And Joab came into the house of the king and said, Thou hast shamed this day the faces of all thy servants.
You embarrassed us today. You shamed us today. The face of all the people who was loyal to you, who was on the run with you. Yeah, Joab he went to check David. He said, damn, all the people who was on the run with you while this bastard was chasing us down to kill us, we were starving. We left our wives behind. I don't even know if my wife's back home. I don't know what I'm back home to. You shamed us today. Go ahead.
Which this day has saved thy life, and the lives of thy sons and of thy daughters, and the lives of thy wife, and the lives of thy concubines.
I mean, we did all this work to protect you, to ensure that you could go back home to your family. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And that thou lovest thine enemies and hatest thy friends.
You loved your enemy. You loved him more than you loved us. And we was with you against him. You chose him over us. Go ahead.
For thou hast declared this day that thou regardest neither princes nor servants. For this day I perceive that if Absalom had lived and all we had died this day, that it had pleased thee well.
I see today I see that you would prefer we died and he lived. I see you would prefer that we die. Go ahead, Gabar. Yeah. Yeah. Remember, this is the king's right hand. This is not no regular soldier. This is the king's right hand man. Like they've been to war. They saved each other's lives. So they have this rapport that an average soldier does not have with King David. The average soldier could not say stuff like that to King David. A little bit, please. I mean, an average soldier could not say that to King David, but you know, that's King David's man. So he had a little bit more liberty to jump in there. Stay with me on this Bakar, actually. Let Gabar handle that. Right? So he's saying, man, you'd have preferred we die and he live. Right? And then he continues to he continues to check David. You can use this one for me. All right. So now, everybody have any questions on that? All right, we're gonna go into why King David behaved the way he behaved now. Obviously, now King David, Absalom was his son, so you'd imagine by default he would have behaved that way. But take me back to a verse that should be familiar now. 2 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 1. We're going to go through this quickly. 2 Samuel 12 verse 1. The water, please. No. 2 Samuel 12 verse 1. Go ahead.
The book of 2 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 1. And the Lord sent Nathan unto David.
Sounds familiar. We read this 2 weeks ago, right? The Lord sent Nathan to David. Go ahead.
And he came unto him and said unto him, there were two men in one city, the one rich and the other poor.
Right. I don't think we have. Does anybody need to go through this again? Because we remember this, right? All right. Skip me to verse 7.
Verse 7. And Nathan said to David, thou art the man. Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul. Verse 8. And I gave thee thy master's house, and thy master's wife unto thy bosom.
Go ahead.
And gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things.
Skip me to verse 10.
Verse 10. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house.
That's what I wanted. Read again.
Now, therefore, the sword shall never depart from thine
This
house.
God saying, because of what you did, the sword will not depart from your house. This is a judgment from God. Understand me? And this is something I really want us to understand tonight. Because certain things you do, if you love your family, brother, fear the Lord. Because if the Lord gives them angels the okay, which we're going to go into, he gives those angels the okay. They're coming in there to wreak havoc in your house because it's something you did. Because it's something you did to your brother. You understand what I mean? Something you violated your brother. You slept with that brother's wife. You think, oh, I'm good. And you don't understand why things are happening the way they're happening in your household. Your sons are in jail. You think they just bad. David understood something about Absalom. That's why he would have said, I would have rather, like the sister said, I would have rather God killed me. Because he knew it was his fault. Everything that happened was his fault. So the people watching him didn't understand, yo, you crying over that bastard? We was out here with you. They stood looking at it from the surface level. But David knew he jammed up. He knew he messed up. And he knew what was happening to Absalom was not because Absalom was a horrible person, because he did a horrible thing by taking Uriah's wife and then sending him to that front line. You understand? Brothers today don't understand certain things that's happening. Let me tell you something about the Lord. And we're going to get into it. The Lord is like a perfect accountant. You're going to pay every tax you owe. You understand what I mean? Whether you pay it or your children pay it. The Lord says, I will judge you down to the 4th generation. Meaning that your great-great-great-great-grandson might pay for something you did today. But it's going to be settled. You know what I mean? You know why? Because the Lord is a judge. He's a perfect judge. Ain't no blemishes. Ain't nobody got away with nothing. Ain't nobody got away with nothing. Sometimes the lives we live today, we wondering, why are we living the lives we live today? Somebody did something back then. And we have to pay for it today. And once all our debt is paid off, guess what? We start from zero. We start from scratch. You understand what I mean? How many times has this earth started over? Egypt, Noah. I mean, start from scratch, but you're going to pay the debt. So David understood that. So keep reading. Read verse 10 again.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 10. Now, therefore, the sword shall never depart from thine house.
It's God talking, man. God is telling. In the Christian church, I know God only blesses, right? God is blessing all. God is good all the time. God is saying the sword is not going to depart from your house. Go ahead.
Because thou hast despised me and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee.
Who will raise up evil? Read again.
Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house.
I will raise up evil against you out of your own house. This is God speaking. That's why he was going up against his father. I will raise up evil against you in your own house. This is not, I'm going to send somebody. This is not Satan. This is not the devil's a lie. The devil's always working. Nah, this is God working in your house. He's sending evil. When he says he's sending evil, if we got time, we'll look into it, what that means. How does that work? If you understand the spirit world. The spirit world has different types of, okay, if you want to understand the spirit world, you got to understand the physical world, right? In the physical world, you have bunnies, right? You have horses, you have mules, and then you have sharks. You have tigers. One of them is going to bless you. One of them is going to make your life easy. Another one is not here to bless you. God created both of them. You understand what I mean? The sharks, the teeth in the shark's mouth, they're not here to bless you. The lions and tigers, the hyenas are not here to bless you. You run into them, brother, you're going to meet the evil side of creation. Right? Versus if you have cattle and stuff like that, this is the good side of creation that could benefit you.
Right.
The spirit world is the same way. And if we got the chance, I'll show you the scriptures to show you what I'm talking about. All right, go ahead, Bakar.
So if you got a dysfunctional family, it's fair to say that's the Lord raising up.
It can be, or it could be a test. We'll look at that also. We'll get into that also. There's differences. There's evil, and then there's, let me test them. Right? The difference is this. The evil, if it's from God, is evil. Because he authorizing it, right? Well, he authorizes everything, but he wants you to suffer. And then sometimes Satan just wants to test you to see if you are Bakar or if you just that nigga Dwayne. You see what I mean? It could be both. Let's move on so we can get into that also. That's a good point. Excellent question. Keep reading.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12, and verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house.
Out of your own house. Key words for David. Now imagine you put yourself in King David's house in place. And God said, I'm going to raise up evil for you out of your own house. You sitting here wondering what kind of evil is going to come in by whose hand? You're looking at your wives. You're looking at your children. You're looking at your grandchildren. You're looking at your cousin. You're looking at Bakar. You look at your whole house, right? Trying to figure out where is this going to come from. Go ahead.
And I will take thy wives before thine eyes.
Right.
And give them unto thy neighbor. And
if you can read it, I'm going to move on for the sake of time. If you read it, it starts telling you what he's going to do. Right? What verse were you at?
Verse 11, sir.
Read a little bit more.
And give them unto thy neighbor.
Go to verse 12.
Verse 12. For thou didst it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun.
So like a Gabar, do we have any water for the sister? You too up? Okay. On sign Christ. One more time. Salaki Bakar.
Verse 12. For thou didst it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel.
I'm going to tell you something about the Lord, right? I'm going to tell you something about God. God doesn't do nothing secret. All that secret stuff, people think, oh, let's protect. Like people think in the Christian church, a child gets abused and nobody want to say nothing because we don't want to give the church a bad reputation. We don't want nobody to be mad at God. God don't need your protection. What you did in secret, I'm going to do it publicly. That's how God rolls. You're not protecting God's name. People think they're going to protect God's name by hiding things. The Lord don't hide nothing because the Lord don't answer nobody. You understand what I mean? So, cut me to 2 Samuel chapter 13, which is the very next chapter. Chapter 13, and go to verse 1.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, and verse 1. And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister.
Here we go. Here we go. Absalom, the same brother we were just talking about, the son of David, had a beautiful sister. Here's come the trouble. I'm trying to understand how come every time the trouble comes, it always involves a beautiful sister. You sisters don't understand how much power you have in your hands. You know what I mean? If you understood it, you'd wield it very carefully. Because there's a scripture in the Apocrypha, brother, that says a woman is the most dangerous thing on the earth. She'll bring down a king. When you understand that, you move wisely. You understand? Because the Lord will come up against the entire nation because you didn't know how to wield beauty. Simple. Read it again, Bakar.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, and verse 1. And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a favorite sister, whose name was Tamar.
Her name was Tamar, right? So just to give you a little background on Tamar, Tamar was Absalom's sister, but was not David's daughter, meaning that she had a husband prior. She might have been the daughter, I'll have to double check, of King Saul. But David took her as a wife after he died. You know what I mean? And then he had Absalom. So Absalom is his son, but she's not his daughter. If that makes sense, Right? Keep reading.
And Amnon, the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, and verse 1. And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister, whose name was Tamar. And Ammon, the son of David, loved her.
And Ammon was the son of David. David had a son named Ammon, loved her. He was in love with his sister. Remember, Absalom and Ammon are brothers, but Absalom is Tamar's brother, but Ammon is not, because she don't have the same father as them. Right? She don't have the same father as them. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And Ammon was so vexed that he felt sick for his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin, and Ammon thought it hard for him to do anything to her.
So Ammon was vexed and fell sick. That's how much in love he was with his sister. He was love sick, brother. Like his mind was just, he couldn't stop thinking about his sister. Right? And she was a young sister. She was innocent, and he couldn't find a way to even talk to her. I mean, go ahead.
And Ammon had a friend whose name was Jonadab.
Ammon had a friend, of course, whose name was Jonadab. Right? Go ahead.
The son of Shemaiah.
You have to really see the formula here of how these demons work. You understand? You have to see the formula of how these demons work. So he is in love with his sister. And of course, he has a friend who's going to give him counsel on what to do. Right? Go ahead.
The son of Shemiah, David's brother. And Jonadab was a very subtle man.
And Jonadab, Ammon's friend, was very subtle. What does it mean to be very subtle? Sneaky is a good word. Right? Sneaky, but he's cunning. He's cunning. Right? He thinks. He's a thinker. And you'll never see it coming by the time his plan unfolds. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. And he said unto him, why art thou, being the king's son, lean from day to day?
You're the king's son, man. Why are you sad every day? Why are you always depressed? You're the king's son. Go ahead.
Wilt thou not tell me? And Ammon said unto him, I love Tamar, my brother, Absalom's sister.
I'm lovesick. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 5. And Jonadab said unto him, lay thee down on thy bed, and make thyself sick. And when thy father cometh to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come, and give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight, that I may see it, and eat it at her hand.
So Jonadab tells him, look, play sick. Tell your father you're sick. Lay in your bed like you're sick, and ask him if Tamar could come and make you something to eat. Do you see the demon? Like, you have to understand, the whole time we're reading this, I want you to keep your mind, the Lord saying, I'm going to put a sword in your house. This is the sword being sharpened.
Right.
You understand me? This is, go ahead.
You can't murder. You're not supposed to murder.
He can marry her.
Okay?
He can marry her because they're not related. You understand me? It's like, yeah, he can marry her. There's nothing wrong. That's a good question. What's wrong with it? Though, what's wrong with it? He's not asking for her hand in marriage. He's not going about it the right way. I'm glad you asked that question, because that's the first way the demon starts confusing you. You could go ahead and do it the right way.
Right.
Or you can listen to Jehonadab, the subtile man, who thinks he knows everything and has some counsel for you. Sometimes that subtile man who has that counsel, or that sister who's, hey, this is what you do, this, that, they're sent by a demon, or they're demon inspired. Meaning that there needs to be some trouble in your house, and this person is subtile, and they look so wise, but they're setting you up. They don't even know it. You understand what I mean? They don't even know it. We're going to go into how that works also after we get through this. Go ahead.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, and verse 7. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, go now to thy brother Ammon's house, and dress him meat.
So now David agreed. David said, okay, send her to Ammon's house. All right, go ahead.
Verse 8. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, and he was laid down, and she took flour and kneaded it, and made cake in his sight, and did bake the cake. Verse 9. And she took a pan and poured them out before him, but he refused to eat. And Amnon said, have out all men from me.
So she went to the house, and she, remember, this is a palace. So where he lives, she was over there, and she's doing what David told her to go do. She's cooking and everything. And now when it's time to eat, he didn't want to eat. So he said, he gave the order that everybody should leave except for her. Go ahead.
And they went out, every man from him. 10. And Amnon said unto Tamar, bring me to the chamber, that I may eat of thine hand.
Go ahead.
And Tamar took the cake which she had made, and brought them into the chamber to Amnon, her brother. Verse 11. And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her and said unto her, come lie with me, my sister.
So when she went to bring him the food, he grabbed her and he said, sleep with me, which is unlawful, absolutely unlawful. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel.
No such, this should not happen in Israel. This is a sister who understood the law. You know what I mean? No such thing should happen in Israel. Go ahead, Gabar.
They should allow when he wasn't. We should allow when he wasn't trying to rape his pastor, right?
He wants to sleep with her, yeah. But he grabbed her forcefully, right? He was trying to. Here's how you know. Read it again. Watch this. Listen to the wording. He grabbed her.
Verse 10. And Amnon said unto Tamar, bring the meat into the chamber,
Right.
that I may eat of thine hand.
Go ahead.
And Tamar took the cake which she had made, and brought them into the chamber to Amnon, her brother. Verse 11. And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her and said unto her, come lie with me, my sister.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me. For no
Do not what?
Do not force me.
Do not what?
Do not force me.
Right there. Right. Because he knows she's not that type of sister in the first place. So there's only one way to do it to that type of sister. You got to force her in his mind, because she told you something like that should never happen in all of Israel. She don't like, he knows what type of sister he's dealing with. I mean, that's why she said, do not force me. Go ahead.
For no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou disfollow. Verse 13. And I, whither shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel.
Right. Like, you're going to shame me, and you're going to be look like a fool in Israel. Go ahead.
Now therefore, I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he will not withhold me from thee.
You hear that, Gabar? Read again.
Speak unto the king.
Why are you going to do this? Why don't you just speak to your father? Speak to the king. Go ahead.
For he will not withhold me from thee.
He's not going to say no. If you want to marry me, just ask your father. That's a righteous sister right there.
Right.
I mean, why would you do this when you are the son of the king? He's not going to hold me back from you. Right? Go ahead, Bakar.
Verse 14. Howbeit, he would not hearken unto her voice.
But he would not listen. He would not listen because he has lust in him. He has lust in him. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't want to say it's not his fault because he's doing it. But when David hears these things, he understands what's happening. Remember, I told you he's looking out for where this sword is going to be in his house?
Right.
He's looking out for these things. He invited this into his house. He pulled this into his house because of what he did. Keep reading.
Howbeit, he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she,
Go ahead.
forced her
He forced her.
and lay with her.
He took it. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 15. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly.
Now I wish every young sister could understand what's happening here. Read that. So he forced the sister and he took it. Remember, this is a brother who was so in love with her, he was sick. Read that part again, brother.
Then Amnon hated her exceedingly.
Not only he didn't want her no more, sis, he hated her afterwards. He hated her afterwards. Go ahead.
I was just saying that same thing.
Yeah.
This was lusting so hard, sir. And then once you get it, it's like that day left. It's like, why was I even chasing it?
Yeah. And now, and part of the hate is this. Now, everybody's gonna know, and you're gonna cause me to look like a fool. Now it's her fault. Now in your mind, it's her fault that you did what you did. You understand what I mean? I'm gonna tell you somebody. Diddy hates Cassie right now.
Right.
Hates her because there's accountability for what he did. You understand what I mean? Because now you're tired, you're going through all this thing. You wish you never met this woman. You understand what I mean? Go ahead, keep reading.
Then Amnon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her.
I pray every young sister understands this, man. The hate he hated her with after that exceeded any love he had for her. Why? Because there was never no real love there. There was never no real love there.
Right. Right.
Go ahead, sis. That's all it was. He had a demon on him. Right? And here's the spiritual part about it. And you'll see this oftentimes. After the demon got what it wanted, not him, the demon that was sent to do the job got what he wanted, he left. And you're left to deal with the consequences. That's how demons work. Demons don't stick around when the trouble comes. They're trying to get you into the trouble. And once he got what he wanted, they could report now. Remember we spoke about this weeks ago. When that report comes up, when that counsel comes up, he goes up to report. He's not with you. He's up reporting saying, yeah, I caused Gabar Ricardo to fall. You dealing with the consequences, not him. I mean, that's why he hates it now, because he's like, how the hell I get myself into this? You look at her like, I have better than her. I'm the king's son. I mean, but when he didn't have her, he had this passion for her brother. That demon was saying, look how beautiful she is. Look how nice she smells. Look how nice she smiles. She's kind. She's this. I mean, he liked it so much. Actually, read. Let me hear verse 1 again. Verse 2. Let me hear verse 2. Listen to this point in verse 2.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 15, and verse 2. And Amnon was so vexed that he felt sick for his sister Tamar.
Go ahead.
For she was a virgin. Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her.
Amnon thought it hard to do anything to her. That's how sweet she was. Until the time came. Until that demon worked on him.
Right.
Brother, if you understand demons, you'll respect them, man. You'll always be looking out for them. Right? Go ahead. Keep reading.
Verse 3. Verse 3, sir.
No. Let's go back to where we was at.
Verse 13.
You got it.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, verse 13. And
Go to 14.
Book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, verse 14. Howbeit,
No, Salakia. 15, Salakia.
verse 15. And Amnon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her.
Yeah.
And Amnon said unto her, arise, be gone.
Get out of my house. Leave. Get out of my house. Yeah. He wants her out now. There's the same girl he claimed he loved a few minutes ago. He got what he wanted. Now the demon left him. The demon of lust left him. Now he can't stand to look at her. I mean, fathers need to show their daughters the scripture. You understand what I mean? Because whatever they telling you is not what it is. It's youth in them, it's demons in them, it's lust in them. It's not what it is. Because that love that young girl thinks that brother has for him, he does not have. Go ahead, Bakar.
And that's a lot. No excuse for men, but even men, when we're in that situation, we lust at them. Oh, it ain't even enough. It's really the demon that's in us that's like in this situation. It's
Yeah.
making us love that heart.
Yeah. Right.
It's
And
kind of easy to say, like thinking back, like looking back at sisters, you know, they have a long track record before they get married. It's easy to say that 99% of all the men you will come up against. Right, that thing.
but remember, what are those demons here to do? Remember, we are in captivity right now, and we gotta stay in captivity. They're working, brother. They're destroying neighborhoods. You understand me? By this same tactic here. They're destroying brotherhood. There's brothers who hate each other, would harm each other. Half the brothers in jail is over a woman. Something happened to his woman or his daughter. Something happened. He in jail now for the rest of his life. You understand what I mean? If we understood this, I mean, we'd understand better how to move. Right? Keep reading, Bakar.
Verse 16. And she said unto him, there is no cause. This evil in sending me away is greater than that other that thou didst unto.
This is still trying to reason for like, yo, you already did it. Like, sending me away is not going to fix this. It's not going to fix it, right? Go ahead.
But he would not hearken unto her. Verse 17. Then he called his servant that ministered unto him and said, put now this woman out from me.
So he called the security now. He called Shema. Get out of here. I mean, go ahead.
And bolt the door after her.
And shut the door behind her. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. And she had a garment of diverse colors upon her, for which such robes were the king's daughters that were virgins of her.
Mm-hmm.
Then his servant put her out and bolted the door after her. Verse 19. And Tamar put ashes on her head and rent her garment in diverse colors that were on her, and laid her hand on her head and went on crying.
So
Verse
she
20.
crying, she devastated. There's a woman who was just SA'd, for lack of a better term, right? She was just abused. Right? She was just abused. Yeah, I can't say that word on there because I stream. Right? So go ahead, read verse 20. Now, verse 20 comes Absalom. The brother was reading about who was trying to take the kingship, right? This is him in his early stages as a young man. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And Absalom, her brother, said unto her, have Amnon, thy brother, been with thee? But hold now thy peace.
He said, so Ammon, when he says Ammon, thy brother been with thee, meaning what? Did he sleep with you? Right? Because he see what's going on. He sees she's distraught and she's devastated. He's putting two and two together in his head. Because remember, he was there when the king gave the order for her to go and cook for Ammon. He was there for the whole thing. So he's like, wait a minute. This was a setup. He's think like a brother. You saying there, you calculate, you putting two and two together. You saying I'm gonna unlock him. You understand me? That's what any brother would do. I'm going to do this and do that to him. Right? But he said to her, what?
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, and verse 20. And Absalom, her brother, said unto her, have Amnon, thy brother, been with thee? But hold now thy peace, my sister. He is thy brother. Regard not this thing. So tomorrow remain desolate in her brother Absalom's house.
So he said, don't sweat it, sis. Come stay by me. Don't worry about it. Stay out of the sight of, because the public knows, everybody's talking. He just wants to protect his sister. Go ahead, sis. If you well, no, don't make her. No. Go ahead, Salaki. We'll just repeat the question if we have to. Go ahead, sis. No. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. So the sister's asking when they say in verse 18, she had a garment of diverse colors. So all the young virgins in the house that lived in King David's palace, he would give them gifts. And people would know about these beautiful dresses they'd have on. So she had this beautiful dress that she would wear. That's how people would know, she must be royalty. It's diverse colors, meaning a lot of different bright colors, beautiful colors, right? So she took that garment and she ripped it. Right? Go ahead, Gabar. I see your analogy. You could kind of say that, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Right? But go ahead, Bakar.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, verse 21.
So remember, now she's staying with her brother Absalom, right? Go ahead.
But when King David heard these things, he was very wroth.
So King David heard about what happened and he was upset. Obviously, I'd be very, especially when you fool me into saying the sister by your house so you could abuse her. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 22. And Absalom spake unto his brother Amnon, neither good nor bad.
Good night. Understand? Read again, Bakar.
And Absalom spake unto his brother Amnon, neither good nor bad.
You know what he knew what he did, right? And Absalom knew what he did. Absalom didn't say good or bad to him. Meaning what? No words. No words. Just like he told his sister, be at peace. Come stay by my house. Don't talk about it no more. Absalom never said a word to him. Absalom is livid. Here is the demon. This is the sword. So when that war happens, when you see David broken over it, he knows everything that happened. He knows he's the cause of it. Yeah, he's seen all that. Of course, he lost respect for his father because in his mind, his father sent Ammon to his sister's house. He mad. Like, you don't know what the demons are telling him. You know what I mean? And I'm going to tell you another thing, too. What would be justice? Ammon should have been held accountable by David. He didn't do it. Why? That's his son. He didn't do that because that's his son. Just same way, he ain't want Absalom to die because that's his son. He mad at you. You can be mad at him all you want. But that's his son. All right, keep going.
And Absalom hated Ammon because he had forced his sister.
Read again.
And Absalom hated Ammon.
What verse we at?
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 13. And Absalom spake unto his brother Ammon, neither good nor bad.
2 Samuel chapter what?
Chapter 13 and verse 22.
Oh, Salak, go ahead.
And Absalom spake unto his brother Ammon, neither good nor bad. But Absalom hated Ammon because he had forced his sister from mine.
Yeah, he put something deep in his heart for that brother there. Keep reading.
Verse 23. And it came to pass after 2 full years that Absalom had
sheep shearers.
And it came to pass after 2 full years that Absalom had sheep shearers in Baalazar, which is beside Ephraim. And Absalom invited all the king's sons.
So 2 years passed. Absalom saying that he didn't say a word to Ammon the whole time. So he had some land and he had some sheep on that land in a city called Baalhazar, right? So Absalom invited everybody to come through. He's gonna throw a party over there. He wants to throw a party in that land where the sheep are at. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And Absalom came to the king and said, Behold now, thy servant hath sheep shearers. Let the king, I beseech thee, and his servants go with thy servant. He went
and he invited his father to the party. Right? Come see the land I got. I got this new land. I'm gonna throw a party there. Please come with me. He knows his father's not going. Right? Because his father don't go nowhere. You know what I mean? His father don't go nowhere. So it's like, you know your father, right? Like if I go and tell my father, hey, let's go, he ain't going. He's not going. Y'all a bunch of young kids, young men. These are young men. What are you gonna go do around these young men? This is an old soldier. You see what I mean? Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 25. And the king said unto Absalom, Nay, my son, let us not all now go, lest we be charged unto thee.
Meaning that I don't want to be a burden unto you. I don't want you to go and spend everything on me, stuff like that. Nah, I ain't going. Right? Go ahead.
And he pressed him, howbeit he would not go, but blessed him.
Yeah, it says, no, go and have fun. Go have a good time. You're a young man. Go have fun. But I ain't going. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 26. Then said Absalom, if not, I pray thee, let my brother Amnon go with us.
Let Amnon come with us then in your place. Let Amnon come then. If you don't want to go, send Amnon, at least my brother, so he can come and hang out with us. You understand? This is his plot. I mean, this is his plot. Now, he got his own demon on him now. He got his own demon on him now, laying out how to do it. Right? Go ahead.
And the king said unto him, why should he go with
Y'all don't even rock with each other. Why you want him to go with you? Y'all don't even rock with each other. I mean, like I'm seeing y'all for the past 2 years. I know what happened 2 years ago, and you haven't spoken to him since. Why should he go? Right? Go ahead.
Verse 27. But Absalom pressed him that he let Amnon and all the king's sons go with him.
Let Ammon, all the sons, let all my brothers come to see this place, to see my new land, my sheep. We're gonna have a party there, man. Let everybody come. This is a celebration. Right? Go ahead.
Now Absalom had commanded his servants, saying, mark ye now when Amnon's heart merry with wine.
So Absalom told his servants, right? These are his men. These are his shamar, right? Watch Ammon when he comes out there with us. Wait for him to get nice and drunk. Right? Go ahead.
And when I say unto you, smite Amnon, then kill him.
That's the plan. When I give you the word, off him. Go ahead.
Fear not. Have not I commanded you? Be courageous and be valiant.
Don't be afraid. It's my orders. You understand? That's the thing. That's another thing you have to understand when it comes to rank. Be careful when you have rank over a brother, the orders you give them. You understand what I mean? Because you're responsible for those orders. Once those orders left the mouth of Gabar Rakar, that brother under you goes carry out that order, could easily say, I was just following orders. You understand what I mean? That's it. Got an order, I did it. You understand what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 29. And the servants of Absalom did unto Amnon. Absalom had commanded. But all the king's sons arose. Every man kept him up of his mule and fled.
So when that happened, it played out. Go ahead, bro. Yeah. He invited. That's the only way to get Absalom out there. If all the king's sons came. Because David was not going to send Absalom out there alone. So he just got everybody drunk. And then he gave the word. And they unallowed Ammon right there. And when all his brothers saw him, everybody got on their mule and dashed back. Like, what the hell just happened? Everybody get the hell up out of there. You know what I mean? And then to give you some feedback, what happens, they went home, they told King David, Absalom didn't come home. Absalom fled away because he was afraid of his father after what he had did. I mean, he didn't come home. I mean, it wasn't until years later, actually, well, I want to go into a couple of things about what we was talking about earlier, but y'all want to stay here or could we move on? Let's stay here for a little bit longer.
I always wonder why you people was involved.
Mm-hmm. Which verse was that?
That was verse 30.
That was 30. All right. That's 29. Go to 30.
Book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, verse 30. And it came to pass, while they were in the way, tidings came to David, saying, Absalom slain all the king's sons.
So while they went away, the word came to King David. And the word was, the rumor was Absalom killed everybody. Right? Keep reading.
And there is not one of them left.
Go ahead.
Verse 31. Then the king arose and tear his garments and lay on the earth, and all his servants stood with him. their clothes rent.
So King David heard everybody died. That's a report he was getting. He was devastated, right? Go to verse 32.
Verse 32. And Jonadab, the son of Shemiah, David's brother, answered and said, let not my lord suppose that they have slain all the young men, the king's son, but Ammon only did.
So he said, nah, it was not everybody who died, it was just Ammon. I mean, go ahead.
So by the appointment of Absalom, this has been determined from the day that he forced his sister to marry.
Yeah, this was coming. This brother was playing this from the time he forced his sister. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 33. Now, therefore, let not my lord the king take this thing to his heart, to think that all the king's sons are dead.
Go ahead, 34.
Verse 34. But Absalom fled, and the young man was kept watching, lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there came much people by the way of the hillside behind him.
So you see, Absalom fled, and then here comes David's sons coming to him. 37.
Verse 37. But Absalom fled and went to Tamar, the son of Amihud, king of Geshur. And David mourned for his son every day. Verse 38. And
Go to 39. Go to 39.
I'm
I'm just skimming y'all through because I want to get through a couple things on the same topic. Go ahead.
And the soul of King David longed to go forth unto Absalom, for he was comforted concerning Ammon, saying he was dead.
So what's happening here now? Gabar? Why? Go after him for what? Read again, Bakar.
Verse 39. And the soul of King David longed to go forth to Absalom, but he was comforted concerning Ammon, saying he was dead.
Meaning what? Bakar, go ahead.
Was the father have, did King David have some relief that he was dead?
Not relief, but he accepted that Ammon was dead. And in his mind, it's like, I miss my son, Absalom. Ammon's dead. There's nothing we could do about it. Why should I not have my son? You know what I mean? Because he understood everything that was going on.
Right.
And the key thing I want you to get is he understood why these things was happening. The Lord told him, I'm going to put a sword in your house. This is only the beginning of what David had to go through.
So he accepted that his son killed his other son because he raped his daughter. And he realized that all this stuff was him.
He accepted that everything happened because he knew it was his fault. Does that mean? That's what it is. It's like when you know this thing is happening in your house, not because your son is he just got sentenced to 25 to life as a young man, 16 years old, not because he was wicked, but because you was wicked. You understand? It's different when you understand. Like the problem with the world, they don't understand how the Lord works. If they understood the Lord, they would understand fear the Lord. They would understand it. They'd be like, damn, I can't do that because and you know what's funny? As children, we used to think like that. As children, we used to always say, don't do this or else God will do that. Right? We used to have a friend and we'd say to each other, because he had crossed eyes, we say, don't make fun of his eyes or God's going to make your children cross-eyed. We used to talk like that as children. Right or wrong? Remember that? That's children being innocent but being righteous because they understood, like instinctively, we understood certain things that the world has pulled out of us. I mean, don't make fun of this person or else this will happen to your children. Don't call their baby, that person ugly or your babies will be ugly. That's how we used to talk as kids. At least I used to. I don't know if I used to. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You know what I mean? But the world don't understand that concept. They think things are happening around them they're just happening. I'm just unlucky. Oh, go ahead, Gabar. Give him the mic. Sorry.
They didn't get nothing with God. They always said, for karma, or the whole idea of going back going away.
Right.
So far, God in the world now, which happened so far away from now. Not being true in churches and stuff, they don't even consider God doing anything now.
Mm-hmm.
And always good. Like the church said.
Yeah. Right. Go ahead, Bakar.
So like I had to preach up, so
Go ahead.
the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, and verse 11. Because sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the son of men is fully settled to do evil. So I'm wondering if that's why we grew up thinking one was like, careful, don't tease him with the cross eyes. The Lord will get you, put them with your kids. But because we don't see that punishment for the things that we do right away happening, that would give us
Say one more time.
like you mentioned that you see somebody cross eyes with your kid, we say, don't tease them because your son or your daughter won't come out like that.
Okay.
Is it because, like the scripture said, because we don't get punished for the evil work? After a while, we get confidence, like, man, ain't nothing happen when we start this getting wolf or
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you have to give it a little bit more, but I see what you're saying. Yes. Right. But yeah, but that scripture is basically saying like we're being rocked to sleep because the judgment hasn't come immediately, or at least we haven't seen the judgment. That's another thing too, to be able to see the judgment. There's a difference between going through the judgment and seeing the judgment. What's the difference? Going through the judgment and seeing the judgment. In David's case, he saw the judgment. Everybody else they seen something happen, but they didn't understand the judgment. You see, that's something that can happen to you, brother, that you know this was the Lord. Everybody else is saying, well, you know, high blood pressure and cholesterol, but you know, nah. If it was high blood pressure, because the Lord did it. And I need to, right. You understand what I mean? And that's the difference. And that's the advantage we have. That's why we are priests and prophets. We have to explain to the people what's happening. They don't know. You understand what I mean? These things are happening. Their sons are in jail. Their daughters are on stripper poles. They don't know why this is happening. We do. That's the importance of camp, brother. That's why when you go out to camp and you go to speak to camp, you have to go out there with the mindset of these people. You know, when Christ used to speak to people, Christ looked at them, Christ cried. He cried when he looked at them. They don't know what the hell is going on. They're like sheep without a shepherd. His heart broke for them. Why? He knows judgments. And he knows these people are sheep without a shepherd. Nobody's going to protect them from these judgments. And they're just going to keep getting themselves in trouble and get into more and more trouble and more death. So his heart broke for them out of compassion. You got to go out to camp, brother, and have the same compassion on these people. When you see them walking around, I mean, nothing that, like, all the sin they're doing right there on the spot, they're going to be judged for it. They're going to be judged, and the situation is going to get worse for them. And you got to go out there with that mindset and really try to plead with these people, like, stop harming yourself. Don't bring these sins into your house. See a brother walk around with some Edomite woman. Brother, I don't envy him because I know what comes with that. You know what comes with that. You know the Lord's reputation and how he deals with such a thing. That brother don't know. That brother selling drugs on the corner. He don't know he about to get shot up. Or if he does live, his children are gonna live that lifestyle and end up spending their lives in jail. You don't know that. He thinks he's making some fast money. Go ahead, Gabal. You was gonna say something? You good? I mean, any questions? I want you to see the spirit world and how it works. I know last time we went through go ahead.
The world, we go to the school, we don't pay attention to them.
Say again?
When we go to the action we get, we really don't pay attention to God. The things that he can use to learn that it is the Lord that doing things.
Man.
The world, the church don't teach you that most high kills. You know what I mean? You heard it, we bring it out. You know, scripture that we bring out in the school is not being taught in the Christian church. for the boss.
Mm.
So the fear of the Lord ain't there.
Right.
Everything was living, thinking we could. That's open. That
Ma'am.
Lack of leadership.
Man, I'm happy you said that, actually. Take me to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Very popular scripture. Deuteronomy chapter 28. You already know what it says before I even get there. I know. But when you could understand what it says, but really understand what it's telling you there. I'm telling you, this is one of the chapters. When I read it, it gives me chills every time I read it. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 5. No, we have nothing to do with verse 1. Verse 1 got nothing to do with us. Actually, read verse 1 for those who don't know. Give me verse 1 first, and we're gonna skip all that. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you will hearken, if you will listen diligently to the words of God. Go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
And you keep all his commandments. Go ahead.
Which I command thee this day.
Go ahead.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations.
Cut it right there. We got nothing to do with this. I mean, if we had listened, would have been here. But let's go to verse 15, where we at right now, right? When you reach verse 15 on down, brother, it's so heavy because as you read it, like what I want you brothers to do this, right? When you read these verses, think about the campsite and the people passing in front of it. You have to really vision the people passing in front of it, what type of people we're dealing with, what type of lives they're living. I mean, read verse 15.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken.
That what?
If thou wilt not hearken.
Always, when you read this verse, always stress the if. Always stress it, right? Because there's a condition here, right? Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you will not listen, go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Go ahead.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Let me tell you something. People say that they want proof that there's God. Brother, this here is proof that there is a God. No other religion, no religion teaches people that they're being held accountable by God. Nobody. Everybody talks about blessings, blessings, blessings. In the poorest neighborhoods in Baltimore, they're talking about blessings. Where are the blessings? Where are they? Nowhere to be found. Why? Because their God don't exist.
Right.
This God here exists. We're going to see it now. Go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Go ahead.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Now you start going through all the curses, all the way down, right? Give me verse 20.
Verse 20. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do.
Give me verse 21.
Verse 21.
I'm just skimming through. Go ahead.
The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee.
High blood pressure, cholesterol, all those things. Cancer, HIV, all these things that we're leading in. The pestilence shall cleave unto thee. Go ahead.
Until he hath consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it.
Right, go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 22. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword.
Give me verse 32. Just skimming you through, because we're all familiar with these verses.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Go ahead.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Could you imagine slavery, man? They're taking your sons and daughters away, and they're gone. And you just thinking, how they look now? I wonder, he must be tall, she must be beautiful. You never see them again. That's what you have to go through. Keep reading.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
Verse 35. This is my curse right here. Go ahead.
Verse 35. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees.
I'm praying my knee right now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And in the leg with a sore botch that cannot be healed.
Mm-hmm.
From the sole of thy foot to the top of thy head. Verse 36. And the Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou
You mean verse 54? I'm just skimming through, right? Go ahead. 54.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you.
Now you're gonna understand relationships in the black neighborhood, right? Now this is across a period of time, right? The whole time we've been suffering through this, we suffer through it now, right? Read.
So that the man that is tender among you.
The man that is tender among you, meaning that young brother that you fell in love with in high school. That's who he's talking about. Go ahead.
And very delicate.
Very delicate. Go ahead.
This eye shall be evil toward his brother.
You can't understand why these people their relationships don't last. Read again.
His eye shall be evil toward his brother.
They used to be close friends, right? His eyes is evil towards his brother. Go ahead.
And toward the wife of his brother.
And towards his wife. How can he hate his wife? This is the curse that the Lord has put on us. Them same demons that was in David's house is in your house. Making sure this happens. Let me tell you something. There's this verse in the Bible that says, the word of the Lord does not come back void. Meaning that when he gives an order, it happens.
Right.
The translation is, people think it just happens magically. Nah. There are either demons coming to make it happen or angels coming to make it happen. It's going to happen. You understand what I mean? It's going to happen. Read it again.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
You try to understand black on black crime. You try to understand Baltimore gang, Chicago, DC, Crips and Bloods in Compton. His eyes shall be evil towards his brother. When you understand it, like David understood what's going on, you see his brothers, you know they don't really hate each other. It's just the demons making them do it.
Right.
Because this is the order. And as a priest and prophet, it's your job to release him from that demon, to cast that demon out of him. You understand what I mean? Go ahead.
And towards the wife of his bosom.
You know that brother doesn't hate that woman. He has 2, 3, 4, 5 kids with that woman. He don't hate her. But the demons is making him hate her and hate his children and leave his children. Keep reading.
And towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Which he shall what?
Which he shall leave.
He's going to leave his children. This is a curse the Lord's putting on him. You want to understand why the black man don't stay in their lives? Why all these single parent households? He leaving because the demons tell him, "Don't take that from her. Don't take that from her. Leave them." You understand? I mean, I'm gonna give you another one that causes men to leave their children. Shame. A demon will shame you because you don't have the money. You can't give them the lifestyle you want. What you do? You disappear. That's one. People always think it's one way. Nah. There's a lot of shame that a demon will convince you should be ashamed that you can't support this family. They're better off without you. Just disappear. You understand what I mean? That's the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Keep reading.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Go ahead.
55. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he had nothing left him in the sea.
And so when he says the children he shall eat, what was happening? This was around the time of the siege under the Roman Empire, where people was eating their children because of starvation. Now, of course, not everybody could do something like that, but trust me, there are people who have the heart to do it. If you ask them today, they'll say, "Nah, never," because they've never been through famine. Right? And I'm telling you right now, these people right now, they sell their children out right now. You think they wouldn't do it? It's a different topic for a different day. Keep reading.
And in the straightness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates.
Go ahead.
Verse 56, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness.
Mm-hmm.
Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter.
Now, how do you think all this is happening? Give me 1 Kings chapter 22. 1 Kings chapter 22, we're going to go to 1 Kings 22. Verse 20. I'm gonna set the stage for you. So this is a whole different topic, but it's on the same point we're making now. There was a king in Israel. His name was Ahab. He was an evil king. The Lord wanted him dead. Right? We're peering into heaven. We want to see how things work. The Lord wants this king dead. Right? So there's a council in heaven, just like there was that time of Job, in the time of Job. Remember? Right? Give me verse 20. We're in the council now. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 22, and verse 20. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead?
Ramoth Gilead is the land where the Lord wants Ahab to go there and die. That's where he wants him to die. So the Lord is not only telling you he should die, he's telling you where he should die. In this battlefield here, that's where I want him dead. Specific orders. Who's going to make it happen is the question he's asking. Keep reading.
And one said, on this mountain, and another said, on that mountain.
Who's speaking here, Gabar? The angels, right? Everybody up there, right? Once they had this idea, the other had this idea, right? So who's going to do? How are we going to do it? Everybody's giving their opinion. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 21. And there came forth the spirit and stood before the Lord. And
so
said,
out of everybody that was there came forth a spirit, right? A spirit stepped forward and said, "What? Go ahead."
I was waiting.
I'm going to do it. Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets.
Who's the spirit? Who's the spirit? Yeah, who is that? Who? Give him a hand. Absolutely, that's Satan. How do you know? How you knew? There's a key word in there. Read again.
Verse 21. And there came forth a spirit.
Nope, not yet. Go ahead.
And stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade you.
Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith?
So the Lord said, how are you going to persuade him? Go ahead.
And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all the prophets.
I'll be a what?
A lying spirit in all the prophets.
I'll be a what?
A lying spirit in the mouth of all.
I'm going to be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Meaning what? What's the spirit of this demon here? He's a liar. I mean, and Satan is who? The father of the lie. You know what I'm saying? That's his style. You could that's like saying, oh, there was a brother in the school, you know, he had a headpiece on, a war piece on heavy set, had fronts in his mouth. I'm gonna say that's Gabar. That was Gabar in school. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because why? I know his style. We know Satan's style. You know what I mean? You know his style. Everybody gave their opinion. Nobody said nothing about lying. He came forth. He said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get him to go there and lie in that land. He said, how? I'm going to become a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Just like he's a lying spirit in the mouth of all these fake prophets in the churches, and these fake Israelite groups. You understand what I mean? Go ahead.
The city says, when you lying, shape working on your shape.
Of course. You understand what I mean? Of course. Keep reading.
And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will wait him. The Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all the prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also. Go forth and do so.
So the Lord said, all right, I like the idea. Go ahead and do it. You're gonna have success. Right? Go ahead. Keep reading.
Verse 23. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these
Who put the lying spirit in the mouth of all the prophets?
The Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets.
The Lord put them up. Why? Because the Lord gave them the okay. You understand what I mean? At the same time, just like when he went up against Job. Who came up against Job? The Lord. You understand? Why did I bring this scripture up? For you to understand when there is an order against your house because of something you did, there are demons saying, I could do this, I could do that. The Lord's going to listen to all the ideas and to say, you go handle it. Because the Lord's, whatever word he speaks does not come back void, meaning that it's going to be successful. If he says it, it's going to happen, it's on them to make it happen. If you remember when we was talking about Job, why didn't they want to go to Job? Because they have to report at major council. And they don't want to be up there saying we ain't do nothing or we failed. So they go after the easy people. Why? Because Job had a hedge around him. You understand what I mean? Yeah. You had your hand up? Any questions? All right, our time is up. So with that, we'll pass the class over to Priest Officer Bakar.
We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Rules for the new brothers and sisters. When the new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're here to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister is interested in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. Then there's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, if a brother or sister is still interested, they'll get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 21. Also in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, which means a tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashra. A tenth of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you in turn give that to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, which is a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, you go ahead and give that amount. Upcoming holy convocations, we are in the Feast of First Fruits. Where can we find that, sir? June the 8th, we'll be right here in the school. Come join us. 34, what's the address, sir? 3430 Eastern Avenue. Get in here with your brothers and sisters and keep these commandments. It's commanded that we be in here doing this. Remind all Akim and Akwatan to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother or sister wants to become a trooper in the school, he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, or scarves. And with that, we're going to give a one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, imagine. Imagine Shabbat, imagine. Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat, Ashmatah, Sar. Turn and face the sisters. Sisters, can you stand? I'll give one courtesy salute to the sisters. And Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, That's my time. Class dismissed.